What's up, guys? Welcome back to the TNT Business Podcast. I'm your host, KT Temple. And as always, and we had just got done bragging about ourselves, about us actually showing up to do this thing, is Kent Temple. What's up, dude?
We are on a streak, man.
We are, man. And today, I know you guys are sick of it. I'm sick of it. I finally took over, and we're gonna have a nerd episode. That way, Kent doesn't get to be in charge this time. I get to take over, and we're gonna talk about AI again. I know y'all missed it. I know you missed
So
it too.
can I log off now?
Well, no. I need you to tell me when I'm being too nerdy, and let me know when I need to explain things.
You already are.
I know. So yeah, we are talking about just more of a general AI update, but this one is oddly Valentine's Day themed, which is going to be fun. So, Dad, have you heard about the loneliness epidemic? Do you know anything about that?
Dude, I got so many kids and grandkids and a wife and a team. I'm a lot of things. Lonely ain't one of them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
apparently it missed me.
yeah, unfortunately for people in my generation and younger than me, and it really started around COVID, we started hearing about this thing about the loneliness epidemic happening. And it's just a lot of people are just, at these digital jobs. They are not connecting with their coworkers. If they are, we're seeing the largest decline in alcohol sales that we've ever seen. And that's not just America. That's in all the world. People my generation, they're not drinking, they're not going out. When you go to a club, people aren't dancing anymore. They're saying that everybody's sick of clubs because everyone just stands there, and they're calling it the loneliness epidemic. And so, nerds do what nerds do, and they try to solve that using technology.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
perfect.
And so there was this version of ChatGPT that had come out, and it was. And here's another new term for you. Have you heard of the word glazing? You know what that means?
No.
Okay, so glazing is like whenever if I'm like, Kent, you're doing so good, man. You're so good at your job, man. You know what? You're the best teacher. You're the best. That's me glazing you. That is
Okay.
it is it's just praise for praise sake. And what
Even
we
though it was all true.
uh,
Okay, I got
there you
you.
go.
Okay.
So what this version of ChatGPT, and it's been out for a while now, it was known as the glaze version of ChatGPT. All it was doing, if you said, ChatGPT, here's my idea, and you told it this stupid idea, it'd go, KT, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard. You should go and do this. And and a lot of really bad things happen. Obviously, there's the really famous story now of a guy who killed I believe it was his mother, and then killed himself. And they looked at the ChatGPT logs, and ChatGPT had kind of been like, "You are an agent of chaos. You do need to do these things," and it was just agreeing with what people were saying. And so, the day before Valentine's Day, they shut it down. And so that old version, I believe it was 4.5, ChatGPT 4.5, was shut down, and now you can't access that anymore. And people are losing their minds over it. They have Facebook support groups saying, "I just lost a friend." They are mad at ChatGPT, and since there is now obviously a market for this, another competitor is just going to put out another AI bot that just agrees with you. But people are really distraught over this, and it was weird that they put it out the day before, like put it away, deleted it the day before Valentine's Day.
Is put it down
Put it
the
down,
wrong
yeah.
terminology?
I
Yeah.
guess so. But they sent it to the farm, the techno farm, and so I just wanted your thoughts about it. If you had heard anything about it, it really was. It's not as good at writing. Like if you compare it to the writings of the new AI software, it wasn't better. The only thing it was better at was just agreeing with people. And so it really was just, if you wanted somebody to support you. This is the other thing I thought was interesting, because in Keller Williams, we're a big coaching company, right? We've got a lot of we've got MAPS coaching, we've got personal coaches, and they were trying to say, you know, it was a good coach because humans don't really want a real coach. A lot of the times, humans just want somebody to agree with them and tell them they're doing good
Right.
to keep going. And I agree with that. I think people are really just like, man, I just wanted somebody to say yes, keep moving forward, and
Well,
that's
there's
what they feel
Casey,
like.
but there's a difference. To me, there is a difference between being encouraging and just tell them they're great and awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And and because I have a more than a handful, two handfuls of people that I hold accountable, and I try to be very encouraging to them. But I don't go around and say, "Oh yeah, that was awesome," when it wasn't. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a big difference there, and some of your worst leaders are those that will surround themselves with yes people, and that's the last thing I want around me is yes people. I want people that are going to be honest with me, and keep me from sinking the ship.
yeah, it's really interesting that people, and it stood out in my head where people are like, I feel like I've lost a friend. That they are personifying these chatbots to this degree, but I do think it says something about the loneliness epidemic that people are feeling. That they are putting so much weight into these digital avatars and not finding that connection. And I think it's good that someone from my generation and someone from your generation can have this conversation, because I think we might have two different answers as to if in our industry especially is very isolating. We live in a very, very, if you want to be a real estate agent and never go talk to anyone, or never, you can't. And we know successful agents who never connect with people. They never go into the
Connect with them
office.
socially.
They
Yeah, then
they
obviously you have to get clients, but you don't have to have a social connect. And we do know people that don't get that.
Yeah. And so what would you say? What is your answer for, because I think this is only going to happen more often. Where do people go? How do they get involved in communities? I want to hear your answer, and especially for somebody who's in their 50s. What is the answer there? And I want to give my answer for someone in their late 20s, early 30s.
Well, Katie, I just think that you just can do anything socially, and I don't mean I'm not talking about going to a bar, but go to anything social that you can, and I don't know that it's just a lost art. It seems like of people talking to people. That's it kind of baffles me, but this is going to play out in a bad way. We know one thing, so I'm gonna take over for a second and go to something that I've talked about in general, and that is the population decline in many advanced countries. Now, it's only in advanced countries. Things like this are just going to make it worse. I mean, we have our reasons. There's a lot of people your age that have just decided they don't want kids.
Hmm.
So, and that's kind of a new phenomenon that
Absolutely.
that so many have decided that. But then you layer onto this people that instead of making connections with people are making connections with a machine or a theory or whatever you nerdy people
Well,
call it.
and to that extent, man, you can actually buy a little hollow box and create an AI avatar to sit on your desk and talk to every day. And I think those kind of things are going to make it worse. Those are the the fixes that actually hurt you more than anything else.
Yeah. So my family makes fun of me and my love of my iPad. But the thing is, but all I'm doing, I'm using my iPad to read and work and things like that. You can look at my iPad and my phone. There's not a single game. There's no Candy Crush, no Wordle. There's just no junk on my iPad. I use it as a means to do my job and to understand the industry that I study like crazy. It's not a play toy. I don't talk to it. I don't look for encouragement from it. Yeah, I use it for what I think it was designed for, and not as a substitute for having a conversation or a relationship.
Talk about what you're seeing in the realm of coaching. Right now, we're seeing the biggest drop off in white collar coaching places because of ChatGPT. What are your thoughts around that?
I think it's a big error, and it's just okay. So obviously, we're in real estate. Is AI going to replace real estate? I don't think so. And if it did, though, I think it would be one of the last ones that it did way down the road, just because you need that emotional connection, and you need that support. Other industries, it seems like it's kind of taken over. I just don't think it's a good thing. I don't think you'll ever get the same level of connection, the same level of service that you will with person to person interaction. Now, this whole thing about they're going to take over the world, computers will run the world. That sounds like science fiction to me, but then again, I'm not the nerdy one. You are.
Well, and I agree with you. I don't think I think AI is so important for certain things, but I think this glaze bot, as they're calling it, is an easy example of technology that won't challenge you and it'll just agree with
Yeah,
you. And normally with coaching, that's not what you're looking for. Now, I get that as a coach, it's very tempting to just agree with people. And people get mad at me. Like whenever I'm teaching. Because I won't just say, hey, here's the solution. Here's the easy solution that it's here. Because it's not always the answer. We want tech to be this all encompassing. It's crazy when I show people AI updates and they go, but can it do this yet? And I go, nope. And they go, oh, I guess it's not that great yet. And I'm like, but look at all the other stuff it can do. And so AI is never going to be the one stop shop and it's not going to challenge you where you really, really need it. And I,
and a human will.
yeah,
And a human, I think a human can see. I think a human can take in past performance, future expectations, and all that stuff better than a computer can, and can make an emotional connection with somebody better. Now, obviously, some people apparently are getting emotionally connected to a voice
absolutely.
coming at them or a pop-up screen. Or I think it's all crazy. But Casey, right now there's a lot of people who have that. The world's coming to an end because of AI. So I want to go back when I was in high school and college. We were told that we were going to be the generation that worked the least amount of hours
God,
of any
how
generation
wrong could they have
because
been?
computers.
Yep.
Computers are coming out and they're going to do all these jobs, and you're not going to have to work like past generations have. In reality, our generation works more than any other generation ever has outside of back, like in the industrial boom when you
Yeah.
had people, but as far as the jobs people do, we work more than we ever have. And so I think there's a little bit of, run for the hills mentality that let's just calm down a little bit. And I don't think now I truly do believe that there's some companies out there you're seeing a lot of layoffs, but you always do. The difference now is they're blaming the layoffs on AI. It's like, oh, we have a scapegoat,
It
so
is.
we won't get if we just say, well, this took over. I don't believe that crap.
Now,
I think companies are laying off for the same reason they always did, which is to help the economic bottom line. Bottom line, you're getting rid of a bunch of people. You pay a lot of money, so you can hire more people. You're going to pay less money to, and they're just using AI as the excuse because they can get away with it.
well, and that's where quality control comes in. Because I know you watched the Super Bowl. How were those commercials compared to every year beforehand?
Yeah, not great.
It
It
was
was
AI slop throughout it. And that's where you really see the creativity drop when all these companies just took the easy way out and did these AI ads. You can tell, and it looks trashy and it looks bad. And we're seeing a lot of people on their online social media doing it. And I get that they're getting views. I understand that, but views don't always mean a good thing. If people are seeing your crummy ad, they're still just seeing a crummy ad. And the algorithms right now, I always talk about this in our tech classes, is how do you get picked up online? Well, do anything. You can do anything consistently and get picked up online. But the real question you're trying to ask is how do I get the right people to pick me up online? And that's where people really mess up. And you've got to, let's say you want to be the first time home buyer agent. Well, go online and start talking about first time home buyers. You want to be the luxury agent. Well, great. Go online and talk about luxury agent things. But stop trying to create these AI generated stuff. Trust us, we're seeing it. All of us are seeing it because Facebook has its own AI. So what do they want you to do? They want you to push AI. You know, TikTok, all those places. They are going to see your AI and they're probably going to push it to more people, but it's not going to leave the impression that you're hoping. And I think that's where people are messing up. Still do the trends, still do those things to get picked up. But at the end of the day, they want to see a person. They want to see you. Now, there's another update as well around AI that I want to talk about before we wrap up, and that is uh, Sam Altman. If you don't know who Sam Altman is, he's the guy who pretty much runs OpenAI, which is really the guy who's setting the standard for all the other AIs. You know, they were the first one to come out. ChatGPT, that's the one you hear about. Would I say that they're the best? Not anymore. They certainly were at one point, but they have real competition now. But they definitely still set the standards around what AI is doing. And if you don't know, AI doesn't make any money. And
No, none of them do.
none of
That's why they keep talking about a bubble. They're pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into this that doesn't make money, which also baffles me.
so
I wish I could do that.
what does that mean though? If they're not making any money, what are they going to start doing?
They're going to have to start charging for it at some
Well, they
point.
already charge for it. They still don't make money.
Well, they got to charge more,
No,
or they got to cut back, or people have to go. I mean, I still think people are going to go away. Then not everybody's going to make it.
they're going to start running ads. That's where
Oh,
this leads to.
great.
Yep. You were
Well,
skating around it. They're going to start running
now,
ads. Now, what does that mean? So you remember back when you started in real estate, right? People would talk about SEO, right? Search engine optimization and
yep.
showing up on the front page of Google. That was a big conversation and it went away for a long time. And the reason is you had to pay to be on it. And it's still true today. If you want to be on the front page of Google, you better pay for it. That's the only way you do it. Now, this kind of leads into people relying on these chatbots and people doing whatever these chatbots say. What happens when I can start paying it to put the Temple team on the front page of ChatGPT? And they will get there. That is coming. So not necessarily like, hey, any advice on this? What I really want people to understand is enjoy the wild, wild west of AI while we have it, because this will not last for too much longer before they start putting ads on it. Now, how do you enjoy it to the fullest? Well, do things like we're doing now. And it is create content about the topic you want to be the master of and post it everywhere, right? Do a podcast, do social media posting, do news articles. Here's a cool thing that people are doing now, and it actually works really well. And it's you can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want a news article written about me spotlighting my business. And it goes, here you go, wrote your article for you. You know how AI works. And then you can go to these other companies, pay about $200 or $300 and say, hey, here's this article. I want this on Newsweek. I want this on this. And it will blast your article throughout all the different news websites so that when somebody Googles best Mooresville real estate agent, you're the one that pops up. Best luxury real estate, whatever you want that article to be written about in Google searchable, it'll be indexed on all these websites. Not only is it going to be on those websites, but because it's on all those websites now, AI is going to pick it up even more and believe it to be true even more and recommend you. And this is not a brag, but we are seeing real results from AI saying, hey, you need to go to the Temple team. We are getting active leads. We just had one of our agents, Kelly Smith, call us and
Now I
say,
want to point out that we did not write an article or anything. We're doing ours
yeah,
the right way.
yeah, we're not paying or doing that,
on our
but
own. Yeah, we're not paying anybody to do this. We're actually
we're doing the. I mean, we're on.
I want to be very clear that
We're on episode 120 of this show. Saying, hey, if you want to buy, sell, invest in real estate, call the Temple team.
right.
And so those are the activities that you do, and they do work. But eventually, just prepare to watermark right beside your Google local service ads budget, your radio budget, your newspaper budget, wherever you're advertising, you're going to have the AI advertising budget. That will happen. That is coming. And then as a user of that, be aware of that. It took a long time for people to understand that the first thing at Google wasn't necessarily the best, but it was the person that paid to be there. And so it's my public service announcement about where AI is going. I imagine by 2027, you will see ads within all AI. They'll be there for you saying, hey, I saw you search for this, this, and this. Oh, by the way, because we're AI and we learn everything about you, you searched for this 3 weeks ago and we index that search. And now everything coming forward, we're going to kind of lean you into making this decision based off what you've done. And so I think it all comes back to coaching, where now that AI even more doesn't have your best interest in mind, where a real coach would.
So, KT, when you were talking about running ads, I said I don't care. I'm like the worst person ever to ask about ads. I'll give you the example. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV unless there's a good game on. But my favorite commercial out right now is the one. It's some lady comedian that tells her device to roast her when she wakes up. And it's hilarious as she starts talking about it. And she's like, I can take you back. And she goes, yeah, we both know you're too lazy to do that. It's hilarious. But here's why I'm a terrible ad watcher. I can't tell you who that's advertising.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Is it Alexa or Siri or Claude
Hey,
or
hey, yo, stop. People might have us on speaker, right? You might be messing up everything in their house right now saying
oh
all
gosh,
those.
oh sorry. Yeah, yes, yes. Hey Alexa, play the Barney song. And I just everybody in their house right now is freaking out.
If we had a producer, he'd be bleeping you. Uh, so that's it. Do you have any other final thoughts on this stuff, man? I
No,
know I made us
you
nerd
weren't too
out for 20
nerdy.
minutes. Well, I will be back. Mr. Worldwide over here is going to be on vacation next week. But we'll be back again with another episode next week, guys.
And I won't be here, so it'll be nerdy.
Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll do a marketing thing or something for it. I'll get someone just as
Great.
nerdy as me to come on. But guys, remember, if you're ever looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, you can find us at thetempleteam.com. We have agents all the way from Hickory down to the Fort Mill area, and we are one of Lake Norman's top real estate teams. If you're ever looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in that area, or if you're looking for anywhere, we can connect you with one of our agents within our referral network anywhere in the United States or even internationally. So again, that's thetempleteam.com. And guys, if you found this episode helpful, you found this interesting, we do stuff like this every single week to make sure that we are up to date on all the business stuff going on. We do market updates, we do market reports. So please subscribe to this and leave us a review. It really does help us out a lot. We'll see you guys next week.